Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let us discuss about the parameters, or we can say the indicators of development, the probable questions from this chapter. So the first question which we are going to discuss is that name the three indicators of development. So what are the three indicators of development? First is the per capita income index, second is the PQLI, third is the HDI. So HDI is what? The Human Development Index, and PQLI is the Physical Quality of Life Index. Next, which is the most widely used traditional index of development? The most widely used index of development is increase in real per capita income over a long period of time. Gross national product is obviously the measure of the economic activity and the economic size of the country. So, which is the most widely used traditional index? The most widely used traditional index is the real per capita income. So this is the widely used traditional index, the real per capita income. Okay, next let us discuss about the few limitations of this per capita income. So what are the limitations? First, the first limitation you see, the first limitation of per capita income is that it does not consider the composition of the output. That means if the increase in total output resulted from increase in the production of non-civilian goods like armaments, that means this should not be taken into as the index of economic development. Second limitation is that the second limitation of per capita income is that it does not consider the distribution of income. That means the per capita income increases because of large increase in income of the rich people, while the majority of the population may remain poor. So, along with the increase in income of the rich people, the richer being richer and the poor people are becoming poorer. So, we cannot say that there is an increase in the economic welfare of the people unless there is a reduction in this inequality. So, those who are rich, they are becoming richer. Those who are poor, they are becoming poorer. So, there is an inequality in the distribution of income. So, unless and until we reduce this inequality, we cannot say that the economy is developed. Next is that the per capita income does not address the problem of poverty. That means with the increase in per capita income, the standard of living of the people may not improve as the number of the people are below the poverty line has increased. So that means what? With the increase in the per capita income, we cannot say that the standard of living of the people has also improved. Why? Because we can see that the number of people are below the poverty line has increased. Next number point D is that an increased income is not sufficient condition for increase in welfare and development. Per capita income is not perfect index of economic development and it does not take the allowance of cost element, as it does not make the allowance for the cost element. Here the cost elements are what? Such as depletion of natural resources, increase in environmental pollution. For example, we can say that the output and income is increasing, the natural resources are also being ruthlessly exploited, or the laborers also work in an unhygienic environment. So that cost is not taken into the account. Next is that another shortcoming of per capita income is that many goods and services is not passing through the market excluded from the GNP estimate. National income largely includes those goods and services for which the payment is in the money form. There are many services which do not, for which there is no cash payment is made, such as services of a housewife. There is no payment is made, so that will not be included in the national income. Only the for which the payment is made in the money form, that only will be included. Next is the problem arises when we use a per capita income index for comparing the standard of living, that is rate of growth of different countries. We mentioned that the three problems. The first is the problem related to the problem of expressing the national income of different countries. For example, we can say that India is expressed in terms of rupees, whereas we can say the United Kingdom is expressed in the terms of pound. So these two are the different. The second problem is that the different countries use different concept of national income. In a socialist country, what happened? It include only the material goods, The third problem is that using per capita income index for making comparison of the standard of living of different countries. For example, the purchasing power of dollar in India is generally much more than in the United States. Next, who introduced this PQLI? PQLI is this index, this quality life of index is introduced by Morris D. Morris at the end of 1970. So let us list the three components of this PQLI. What are the three components? The three indicators of PQLI is about. First is the life expectancy. That means it refers to the number of years the newborn children would live. PQLI emphasizes that the country would have a higher life expectancy. That means life expectancy can increase through better medical facilities, better sanitation, better nutrition. The second indicator is infant mortality. That means it refers to the death among the children between the birth and 1 year of age. It is generally accepted that those who are born should live longer, and PQLI emphasizes that people want to lead a life with less illness and less death of infants. Next, literacy is what? It refers to the ability to read and write. People want to have more opportunities in life by increasing the level of literacy through education. Next is what? Give two limitation of PQLI. An important shortcoming of the PQLI that is useful, it has used two health indicators. First is life expectancy and infant mortality, which is appear to be interrelated. Next is that, but actually it is not. Next is that PQLI has assigned equal weights to all the three indicators. It is difficult to understand the rationale for equal weights. Next is that PQLI gives a quality of life index. It does not say that about the distribution of health and benefits of education among the people. Next is the index emphasizes only the two dimension of quality of life, namely longevity of life and knowledge of the people, but it ignored the important dimensions such as income, employment, and social and political freedom. Next, give to measure merits of PQLI. The two measure merits is that it is simply and easy to comprehend. It is widely used for international comparison. Next is what PQLI concentrate on those indicators which are the result of economic development rather than the determinants of economic development. Next is that it focuses on the direct measures of well-being such as literacy and life expectancy rather than on indirect measures such as the intake of calorie. So this much for the today's class. So today in this class we have discussed about the different questions, the probable questions from the parameters on the indicators of development. So in the next class we are going to discuss the rest of the questions. Those who haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe it, and thanks for watching the video.